Good evening, everyone! Because you liked the video about the 10 traditional meat dishes from Germany, I have decided to continue with this subject and show you additional 10 authentic German meat dishes. If you are new to my channel, you may not know me. My name is Marta from Cooking the Word and I am food guide in Frankfurt. And now let's just check out what I prepared for you. I'm gonna start this video by showing you liver dumplings. So liver dumplings are traditional for Germany, Austria and Czech Republic. Mostly they are made of beef liver, but sometimes also pork liver is used. And this meat is then mixed with other ground meats, bread roll, egg and spices and herbs. More often the liver dumplings are served in the soup, so as a soup dumpling, but here in Frankfurt we serve it with mashed potatoes, sauerkraut and bacon sauce. Oh yes, you hear that right, bacon sauce. Look at it. It was really delicious and it went extremely good with a liver. Also, what is important to mention that the liver dumpling in this case is not fried, just cooked, and therefore very fluffy and soft. The next dish that I would love to show you is called Schweinshaxe or Eisbein, so the pork knuckle, which is a roasted ham hock that is sometimes cured and smoked. You can find this dish all over Germany, and this dish can have many regional varieties and the names as well. In Berlin they serve it with a peas pudding, and in Bavaria you can find it with either mashed potatoes or bread and sauerkraut. Roasted ham hock is very crispy from outside and soft from the inside. Now we will be talking about Schweinebraten, so the pork roast. Pork roast is usually made from the neck, rib, ham or shoulder. I got this one from the food market, so it's served this way as a street food with some onions. But traditionally the pork roast would be served with the dumplings, dark beer sauce and the cabbage salad. Pork roast is on the list of the traditional Bavarian dishes, but you can find it now all over Germany. The dish that I would like to show you is called Rindersolber, and this is the cooked brined beef. I have actually discovered this dish when I was preparing this video for you, and I'm glad I did because you can rarely find a piece of beef that is more tender than this one. So to prepare it, the meat has to sit in the brine for up to 18 days. But you can reduce this time to 48 hours when you use the technique that is called injection brining. But anyway, here in Frankfurt, this piece of meat is served with a warm sauerkraut, horseradish and a piece of bread. And I am not sure if you can find this piece of meat anywhere else in Germany. The next specialty is also a Frankfurt specialty that you can try on my tour. And if you are coming to Frankfurt, I would obviously recommend it. So this is another cured meat, and this is the pork loin rib. So this particular piece of meat has a particular color, taste and texture because of the curing process. The meat is then cooked with sauerkraut and it's extremely soft. In Frankfurt we serve it with a sauerkraut and bread as well as mustard, and with the apple wine, of course. Now we're gonna move to the dishes that you can find all over Germany. So I'm gonna start here with the pork cheeks that are part of the pork's head. Those are very popular here in Germany and they can be served in many different ways. My favorite way would be to serve it braised with a red wine sauce, as you can see on the screen. In other regions they add it to a soup or stew. Particularly in the north of Germany they are smoked and served with kale. After braising, the meat is obviously extremely soft, and spätzle as a side dish completes it to the perfection. The next dish that I would like to show you is the pork tartare that you can find all over Germany. You can find it in any good butcher shop. I obviously got it in Sachsenhausen. So this is called Mett, and this is the minced raw pork that is seasoned with salt and pepper and sometimes garlic and caraway seeds. And it's usually served on the bread roll, and sometimes, as you can see on the screen, with a diced onion or onion rings. A German Mett is not allowed to have more than 35% of fat, and it has to be sold only on the day of its production. In the video about the weird German food that I'm gonna link down below, you can see it served as a Mett hedgehog, which is a German party food. And the next dish that I would like to show you are those wonderful meatballs in a creamy caper sauce. The dish is called in German Königsberger Klopse, and it was named after Prussian city Königsberg, which is now Kaliningrad and is an example of the Prussian cuisine. Originally it was made from minced veal, but nowadays we substituted the veal with beef and pork. The meat mixture usually contains, apart from the meat, anchovy, onion, eggs, breadcrumbs and spices. The sauce is made from the broth that they were cooked in, rocks, cream, egg yolk and capers. The sauce is spiced with salt and pepper and also lemon and sugar, so it's kind of sweet sour sauce. The dish is traditionally served with beetroot and boiled potatoes. And for those of you who are traveling to Germany, this dish is very popular in the north of Germany. Okay, so let's move on to the Schweinemedallions, so the medallions of pork. You can find this dish also all over Germany, and I bet 90% of the German restaurant has those on the menu. So this is actually pork fillet that is cut into slices, and the slices are called medallions. Those are usually pan-fried here in Germany, and in the different regions are served with the different sauces. I had it with a cream sauce, Swabian dumpling and a side salad. The meat extremely tender, exactly how it should be. And the last dish that I would like to mention are those amazing Swabian dumplings that you can get all over Germany. I mentioned those ones actually in my Swabian video that I'm gonna put the link to it in the description box down below. So this is a pasta with a filling that is traditionally stuffed with a sausage meat. It was eaten especially during the period of Lent, because this way people wanted to hide the meat from the god under the pasta dough. There are two traditional ways of preparing Maultaschen. One is in the broth, so in a soup, and the other one is fried, like in this case. So now you know exactly what meat dishes you can eat on your trip to Germany, or you can cook at home. Last month I have also prepared a video about the German dumplings. So if you are interested how many varieties of the German dumplings we've got in this country, you can go ahead and watch this video. In the next few weeks I promise also to touch on the subject of German sausages, but I think that's gonna be definitely a longer video. Other than this, I wish you all a happy week and I see you in the next one. Bye!